So what on earth happened with slippery Starmer before he headed to America? Do you think Lady Victoria Starmer, her marriage in total crisis, utterly furious with her husband's ridiculous displays with Vladimir Zelensky, all of the rumors in terms of, grinder Ukrainian rent boys firebombing their house, do you think she just sort of slapped him one before getting on the plane to go and literally bore the world in Washington, D.C.? Because the evidence was that Starmer was seriously injured after he apparently burst his lip. Now, Basil the Great wrote, people are curious after Keir Starmer appears to have burst his lip. Police say the culprit behind it must have really hated the Prime Minister, narrowing down the search to 99% of the British public. Biology rules, okay, said a suspicious cut or scab appeared on Starmer's top lip on the 14th of August. Another cut or scab appeared on his bottom lip on the 18th of August. I look forward to hearing Keir's official explanation. In the meantime, perhaps he should put himself into quarantine when he returns to the UK. Carol Decker simply wrote, friction wound. And of course, maybe this doesn't really matter, but I think given Starmer is such an embarrassment for the United Kingdom, it's just another example of how this is not a man who should ever be on the world stage. He made zero difference yesterday. The White House edited him out of most of the official photos. And when he was given a moment to briefly speak, what he managed to do was bore everyone into submission. Watch.
We can make real progress towards a just and lasting outcome. Obviously, that has to involve Ukraine, and a trilateral meeting seems the sensible next step. So thank you for being prepared to take that forward, because I think if we can ensure that that is the progress out of this meeting, both security guarantees and some sort of
Sorry, make it stop. Genuinely, I've fallen asleep. I've fallen asleep. Seriously, every time. I honestly, I don't know about you. I don't know if you experience the same thing. Every time Starmer starts speaking, I'm like, okay, I've really got to make an effort. I've really got to make an effort. This is my job. I have to try and listen. Just like then, he's speaking for 20 seconds and I switch off because he says absolutely nothing. Compare that to Donald Trump, who's obviously an incredibly captivating leader in so many ways. Only he could have pulled off what he's done over the past day. But it was actually this hot mic moment when he was in conversation with French President Emmanuel, where I thought, God, such a difference. If you're enjoying what we're doing here on Outspoken, please consider joining our thriving community over on Substack, www.outspoken.live. You can sign up completely for free, but Substack is so important to me. It is a free speech platform. It protects me from big tech cancellation. Plus, you get to communicate directly with me. Head on over www.outspoken.live, enter your email address, and sign up today.
Great. Thank you for being on. Yeah, I think
to set up a trilat, So,
and where do you want to do?
I think he wants to make it. I think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand? As crazy as it sounds. Just sit down. Sit down, everybody.
Okay.
I think we'll let.
And I know that was very quiet because it wasn't meant to be recorded. But what he was saying is he turned to Macron and he said, I know it's crazy, but this guy just really wants to make a deal. To my superstar panel, Based and Bougie and Steph the Ultra Nerd. Based and Bougie, what on earth is Starmer doing? I mean, he is meant to be representing us. Do you think he's got into some type of altercation with Lady Victoria Starmer, who seems very miserable? Because he's on his holidays, so I don't understand why a cold sore would break out at this point, which is what his team are trying to explain this away as.
I think the reason why he's getting so many bruises on his lips is simply just karma. Keir Starmer has lied so much through that mouth that now karma is officially biting him in his lip, okay? And in regards to you saying that every single time he speaks, you get so bored, I've actually figured out why. we get so bored every time he speaks. It's because he speaks with full stops. Like, I'm not sure if you've realized, but every time he speaks in full stops, and that's why we get so bored as hell.
Yes, and he
But like
has
I
that
said,
nasally thing going on too. So
yeah,
it's like, yes, I won't try and do it. It's so bad. But yes, I know what you mean.
it sounds terrible. But not only that, but it's just like, how many times are you going to embarrass us? Like, you can't even get a little bit of Vaseline. You couldn't even put a bit of makeup on your lips before meeting the President of the United States. I've lost count of how many times Keir Starmer has embarrassed our country. And this is like the 199th time he's done it.
Steph, what did you make of Starmer turning up, looking like a total mess, having already caused real issues, I would say, after his inappropriate hug with Vladimir Zelensky outside Downing Street, which caused the Russian media to describe him as Zelensky's daddy. And then he turned up and was totally ineffective. But first, this episode of Outspoken is brought to you by Manscaped, the global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. And I'm very excited to say the heat has officially arrived overseas. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra in the white hot special edition colorway from Manscaped, now available across the UK, Europe, and Australia too. Now, this is the same trimmer trusted by millions of men down below, now with a clean white and gold finish that looks just as smooth as it shaves. And it isn't just a pretty face. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is built to handle your most sensitive areas with care, helping reduce the risk of nicks, cuts, and irritation where it matters most. So whether you're cleaning things up for a date, a trip, or just to feel a bit more put together, the white hot trimmer makes below the waist grooming a whole lot smoother, literally. Join over 12 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Use the code Outspoken for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. And let me tell you, the ladies in the Outspoken audience would really do well as using this as a fail-safe gift for your boyfriend, your husband, your son, your brother, your hard-to-buy-for best mate, because the blades are designed to glide over the skin with less tug and pull, helping the bloke in your life avoid the usual redness or irritation that comes with low-quality groomers. It's simple, it's effective, it doesn't require a whole routine. Just pick it up, clean up, and move on. Whether you're using it in the shower, on the glow, or standing over the sink before a night out, the White Hot 5.0 Ultra fits into your day without getting in the way. Plus, the white and gold design actually looks so good, I don't think you'd want to be hiding this away in the bottom drawer, right? White hot looks, smooth results. The White Hot 5.0 Ultra brings the heat without cooking your skin. It's sleek, easy to use, and way less terrifying than whatever you were using before. Use the code Outspoken for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. That's 15% off with the code Outspoken at manscaped.com. But now, back to the show.
This is the thing. No matter where Keir Starmer turns up, he's always going to look like a mess. No matter what, really, at this point. Whether he's got a busted lip, herpes, whatever. Maybe he's not run out of alleged Ukrainian rent boys. Who knows, right? The one thing, though, that I took away from all of this with him attending that event was the lack of respect that other leaders have for him at this point. Now, there was another clip, another POV of Keir Starmer talking, and you could see President Trump and Giorgia Meloni sat next to it. And as soon as Keir Starmer started talking, Giorgia Meloni, she just looked away. She looked away and she went like this. Now, looking away and turning like this indicates A, you've not got their full attention, which again is a lack of respect. And B, when you've got your hand over your mouth like that, it means that you want to really, really say something, but you are stopping yourself physically from saying it. And for me, I'm like, do you know what, Giorgia Meloni? Have you got something to say? Go freaking nuts, because 99% of Britons are probably going to be behind you anyway, lass.
Totally. She's great. She's great. She was also rolling her eyes when the German president was speaking. But look, just to prove how totally irrelevant he was from these talks, despite utterly infuriating his wife by calling off his holiday. This was the official picture, the Peace Through Strength image released by the White House. This was on the official White House feed. Can you see Starmer? Can anyone see Starmer? No, they've literally cut him out. So he was sitting by Giorgia Meloni, but he's the only one. He's the only leader that they cut out of the official shot. Even the Finnish president, who Donald Trump didn't actually recognize around the table yesterday, made it in. No Starmer. He is not only an embarrassment, he is an irrelevance. And you know what? There's one border that you need to care about, Starmer. It's ours. So return to this country, stop on your little missions, end your holiday, get your, family business under control, and come and save us. That is what's required. But what's interesting is that Starmer is actually about to be plunged into a Labour civil war with Andy Burnham, the Manchester mayor, and Sadiq Khan, the failed London mayor, both now on very open manoeuvres to take his job. This from Peter Lloyd. Sadiq Khan is plotting a coup against Keir Starmer in a bid for Labour Party leadership, insiders say. Westminster sources claim Khan has outgrown his role as mayor and wants even greater power before retirement. And this comes after Khan says Labour supporters are delusional, that's his word, if they don't recognise Starmer's disastrous first year in office. He hasn't done a great job, he told an audience at the Edinburgh Television Festival. He really needs to pick things up. Now, Steph the alternate, he may be telling the truth there, but this is still an astonishing intervention from someone who is considered one of Keir Starmer's biggest allies. Do you remember when Donald Trump went for the jugular at Turnberry in Scotland recently against Sadiq Khan? Starmer actually did step in and defend him and said, that's a friend of mine. Well, with friends like these, who needs enemies?
Very true. However, what Sadiq Khan has said here, it's a case of right message, just the wrong messenger. Because I don't know about you, but I see the absolute hilarious irony of what Sadiq Khan has said. Because, yeah, Keir Starmer has had an absolute disastrous first year in office, and that's an understatement of the century, let's put it that way. But Sadiq Khan, he's had a disastrous term, run, whatever you want to call it, of being the mayor of London. Crime rates have soared, stabbings are up, murders are up, rapes are up, stealings up. London isn't what it was 10, 15 years ago. Under Sadiq Khan, London has got much more dangerous to visit and walk around. And that's because of Sadiq Khan. This is why I say it's the right message, but the wrong messenger. Sadiq Khan needs to look in the mirror when he's talking about Keir Starmer, because he's also talking about himself.
Yeah, indeed. There's not just Khan to worry about, though, based in bougie, because the New Statesman also reporting today that Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, has become Labour's king over the water. This new piece says, as their party's woes deepen, disillusioned MPs are looking to the Greater Manchester Mayor. And George Eaton writes, it's one that some MPs, plenty of them former Burnham critics, are increasingly attracted by. He's the only possible frontrunner not tainted by being part of this government, remarks one influential backbencher. Andy says he has changed. Personally, I believe him. Another senior figure suggested there are many more than 80 MPs who would nominate him. Nigel Lawson, the head of Compass, which is repositioning itself as the leader of Labour's soft left, comments Burnham is proving himself to be popular in the party and is seen to have the character and politics to win the country. I meet a lot of people in Labour increasingly willing this to happen. And this is a three-way war based in bougie, because all of these people are forgetting the front runner, Starmer's own deputy, Angela Rayner, Red Rayner, who desperately wants the job. So I think it's curtains for Starmer, because these are now the three biggest figures in Labour outside of him all actively campaigning for his job.
Yeah, I think this is just symbolic of the Labour Party's ethos, which is they're just all there for power. Because how is it that, you had not his name, Starmer defending Sadiq Khan in front of Trump, and then yet Sadiq Khan is betraying him, and now with this guy's betraying him, it makes no sense. And in my personal opinion, we don't want Labour in Parliament anymore. We are so tired of Labour. Any single time any person from the Labour Party decides to take charge of any borough within the UK, we see a drastic decline of that borough. So no, we do not want Labour to be in Parliament anymore. Get rid of all of them. We don't want them.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.